Alright. A bad start over and all, but we'll be able to kill the Elise this turn, and then we will get... I bounced a Kin into my hand. I played a Kinnan. I bounced the Kin into my... Did I get glitched? Summon two different... Why does that say different now? What? Did they change that?
Waiting for the right moment.
Summon two different one-cost allies. I have another Kin in my deck. But they changed it. They... hold up. GG, man. They changed it. Okay, was there... There had to have been a patch... Was there a patch notes that I did not know about? No, there's nothing. This is the Poppy and Young Witch nerf that we already knew about. Am I at the bottom? No, there's nothing new. Twitter. Let's check Twitter. Legends of Runeterra. Oh, we do have some changes. Okay. Legends of Runeterra. We have been watching the meta since the release of the new set, and some cards have proven to be a bit too dominant. Later today, we'll be deploying a hot fix to adjust a few cards ahead of our scheduled January 5th balance patch. And these are the changes they have made. They nerfed Poppy again! Oh, poor Poppy! She's a 2/3 for 4. Oof. That's a rough... I mean, she'll still probably see play, but that's a rough nerf. Gangplank is losing 1 HP on both levels. So he's only a 5/4, and then he'll become a 6/5 when he levels up. That's fair, actually. He does a lot of damage. Yordle Explorer, he no longer gives the bonus to HP. That's what I said when he first came out. I said if he only buffed the attack, he'd be a fair card. But giving Yordles, which already have a spam mentality, the +1 to HP as well, it was just too much. Godwillow Seedling now has countdown 3. I didn't even notice that in my game. I should have, I guess, but I want to say that that's a nerf, but it's more like an adjustment. It changes the way the card plays, because now if you play it on offensive turns, you'll get your second ephemeral units on a defensive turn, and vice versa. You play it defensive, you get it on offensive. So I will say it's a nerf because it comes a turn later, but I still think that this is an entirely playable card, and that this just changes how you play it. And then the Kinku Wayfinder change, which I just found out about in-game, makes it where you can't summon 2 Kinnans. That's it doesn't say that, but that's what this says. This says summon 2 units that are not both named Kinnan. And I'm assuming, yeah, these are their change cards. Wow. Okay. Well, the big one, I'm going to talk about the big one first, the one that impacts me the most, because I have been using Ezreal Kinnan to climb with, and this doesn't kill the deck concept, but it makes it a lot less consistent in my book. You can still run this card, I feel. I feel that Ezreal Cannon will still be a very powerful deck. It just needs to be changed to how you play. The way I always played it was, in a way, you're running 6 Kinnons in your deck because you run 3 Wayfinder and 3 Kinnon. And if you don't draw a single Kinnon and you draw a Wayfinder, that's fine. You just get double Kinnons. But because of this change, you have to run another 1-drop in your deck just to make it efficient. Because 4 mana for a 2/3 to summon 1 Kinnon is not terrible, actually, seeing how important Kinnon is to make the deck work. But I don't think that that's efficient. You should run another 1-drop. What 1-drop? I don't know. I'd have to go through and look. Like, there's Dancing Droplet, I guess, for draw, but the main reason this is such a big nerf is because it slows down Kinnon's level up condition significantly. Because summoning 2 Kinnons gives you 2 out of 5 units summoned, and it's just... Not only that, but the Godwillow Seedling having countdown 3, while yes, that gives it more utility, it also, if you usually would use Godwillow Seedling on Kinnon, and that the fact that this countdown's a turn later means once again his level up is delayed another little bit. Yeah, these two really were direct results of Ezreal Kinnon, I feel. No other combination of cards. It was Ezreal Kinnon, and I feel like the Godwillow Seedling is a rebalancing in a way. I mean, yes, this is a direct nerf to Ezreal Kinnon, but it gives the card still has plenty of play in its future, I see. And it's going to be a good card. It just changes how you play. You now get your ephemeral unit on a defensive turn, and now you'll get it on the offensive turn, which can be good, and vice versa. It gives it a little bit more. You can big brain with this card a little bit, and I think that's good. This is just a direct nerf, though, because of making it where you have to run the 2 different 1-cost units. Things like, I know it's a janky, fun deck, but Teemo decks would only run Teemo so you could spawn out a whole bunch of them and get a big swing off. But this forces you to add more other 1-cost units to your deck, or you're just not getting full value. And so this is a direct nerf. I understand why they did it. I was just using the deck a lot. I think is actually, if I'm looking at it subjectively, it was a needed nerf. But dang, I was enjoying the deck. This Poppy change, I do not think is as big as it looks. Poppy has gotten a total of -2 power since this new expansion. She was a 4/3, now she's a 2/3. But at the end of the day, I don't think that this is a big nerf because, well, the whole Poppy having 4 attack wasn't really that important. Having 3 attack was a good point. Having 3 attack is the bare minimum. And yes, this is not 3, this is 2, obviously. She's a 2/3. But the Yordle Explorer nerf still lets him buff attack. So if you're playing the deck, you play Yordle Explorer, then you play Poppy. Poppy then becomes a 3/3. Swings becomes a 4/4 still. And a 4/4 for 4 that buffs all your other units +1/+1 is still really good. They did not nerf her ability, and they released a card in this set that still buffs her attack to 3, which is a good threshold power for her to be at. And because of that, while this is definitely a nerf, there's no question about the fact this is a nerf. This isn't a nerf that takes Poppy completely out of consideration. Poppy is still going to be fine. Poppy's still going to do Poppy things and buff big board states, but she won't do it as easily as she did before, which I think is totally fine. If this nerf had happened before the Yordle Explorer came out, I think Poppy would have been gutted. More or less. Just, it's not that she's unplayable, but her efficiency would have went way down, and it's just not worth it. But with Yordle Explorer and the Yordle Captain still being a thing, Poppy's going to be fine. Totally fine with this change. It's a good change, and I like it. As for the Yordle Explorer losing the 1 health, totally needed. Yordles already spawn out way too much. They already have way too much attack. They don't need HP to go with it. Their whole downside is supposed to be swarm out, lots of attack, but lower HP unit stats. This is a good change. And some people might say, well, if you're nerfing the Yordle Explorer, why not nerf the Battlesmith as well? First of all, people who keep comparing this card to the Battlesmith, the card that boosts elites, it's a completely unnecessary argument. This card and Battlesmith may have the same ability, but the decks they play in are so completely different. Like, elites have we win through stat value, and we go wide, but they don't swarm the field. You don't blitz out 3 elites a turn, okay? You do that with Yordles. So giving all your Yordles +1/+1 when you're playing 5 a turn is stupid. And the fact that this now only gives a plus to attack is a lot better. Because if you made this card... Oh, frankly, there's no other way to nerf this card, and it'd be good in my mind. This could have been a 3-mana card, and if it did the +1/+1, it'd still be played. It buffs Poppy still to a 3/3, which means she's still completely viable. And I don't know what else I can say. These are great changes. I think they're going to help a lot. Because I've been playing ranked a lot the past 2 days, and I've been seeing nothing but Yordle decks and Ezreal Kinnan decks, and Gangplank Sejuani. I think that this is a great change. I think that this is amazing, and we'll wait and see how the meta adapts to this. This definitely... They're hard targeting the Poppy decks and the Kinnan decks with these 2 changes. The Gangplank nerf is minor, if I'm being honest. Like, it stops an early game Gangplank from coming down and getting multiple swings off. But in most games I play against, people don't drop their Gangplank until he's like leveled up or near 2. So he usually only needs to get the 1 or 2 swings off anyway. I don't think that this is going to affect him too bad, except in the situations where you're dropping your Gangplank like offensively early. Yeah, he's not going to be as tough anymore, but it's not a big nerf. Well, I was going to do a gameplay video, a climbing up ranked video today, but I think I'm going to make it just the patch notes video today. I'm going to rethink my Kinnan Ezreal deck, and I'll get back to the climb tomorrow, I guess. Do a little bit of deck organizing, because the Sejuani Gangplank and the Kinnan Ezreal decks were the decks I was using to climb with, so I'll have to rethink them. But no, let me know what you think of these changes down below. If you have any more deck concepts you'd like me to play, as always, please leave any suggestions for not just Legends of Runeterra, but other games as well. I read all my comments. I will take them into consideration. And yeah, good changes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.